Oh, wow.
Can you believe after all this time, we got the block party in front of where it all happened?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to see a show of hands. Who partied at the warehouse? All right. Let me see y'all do a little dance. No, wait. We want to get through the program first and then we go there. Put your hands together for Craig Loftus. Isn't he sounding good? Craig, well, you all know the Frankie Knuckles Foundation is an amazing organization that is keeping Frankie Knuckles' legacy alive. How important is that? I mean, really now. You know what? He was the ambassador of house music. He was the godfather of house music. He put Chicago on the map with the house music. And now it's known all over the world. Isn't that something? All right. Let me bring to you, now let me tell you something. This event would not have been possible without Choose Chicago, our tourist center, because they made this event possible. Put your hands together for
How you doing? I am good.
Executive Director.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm Rich Gamble. I'm the interim president and CEO of Choose Chicago. And welcome to the Warehouse Dedication Block Party. As Leon Trotter said, this is just takes me back. I've been coming and listening to house music, coming here since I was in high school and college. So this is just, a great way to continue that memory and continue the tradition of house music. Chicago's a city of innovators. You can look at any discipline that we have, whether it's architecture, food, comedy, and especially music. And it's great to be here to celebrate the 40th anniversary this year of house music and the dedication of the Warehouse. Warehouse music embodies who we are as a city, our soul, our tenacity, our grit. And a key to making us an appealing destination is that we want the world to know. We want both locals and the world to know how innovative Chicago is, and that house music and electronic dance, all of that started right here. That's right. So we couldn't be more excited to participate today, and I know you don't want to hear a really long speech, so I'm just going to pass the microphone over to Glenn Eaton, who is the board chair of Choose Chicago. Glenn, and a true house head.
Thank you, Rick. I heard my dogs over there. Ruth, Greyhound over there. Good afternoon, house heads. Yes. As Rick said, I'm Glenn Eaton. I'm the chairman of Choose Chicago, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you all today. As you can see, I'm a proud member of Chicago House Nation. Yeah. When I first pitched this initial idea to Jen Washington at DCASE, she's here, hi Jen, earlier this year, that led to today. I told her that this landmark dedication block party would celebrate the city's way of giving back the Warehouse to the people of Chicago forever. And if New York did it for legendary Paradise Garage and its conductor Larry Levan 10 years ago, we can do it even bigger and better for the Warehouse and the great Frankie Knuckles. Because unlike the Paradise Garage, which is no longer standing there as a structure, the Warehouse is still standing here at 206 South Jefferson. And on top of that, house music was created here in Chicago.
All right.
We are so lucky to have so many living legends with us today. People who were a part of the artistic movement that developed the global phenomenon that is house music. But I'd like to give a special thanks to Warehouse owner Robert Williams, who is here with us today. Come on up here, Robert. We're trying to see him. He's going to have some words, but he can't. He should be on the stage as much as he wants.
All right, that's right.
Thank you, Robbie. Robbie, thank you so much. Robert Williams. Thank you so much for your vision and incredible contributions to our city, our culture, and the house music.
Amen. Amen.
Hey, Robbie.
He'll be
What's
back.
up, Robbie?
He'll be back.
Hey, Robbie.
Thank you, everyone, and savor this historic moment for our beautiful city and culture of innovation. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn Eden and Rich Gamble and Choose Chicago for helping us put this event together. Give them a big round of applause. All right. Mayor Brandon Johnson and Commissioner Clene Hedspeth, the Commissioner of Chicago's Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, are not able to be here today. The mayor a little busy with some stuff going
Yay.
on. But we have Deputy Commissioner Sandini Brombaugh, who will be speaking on behalf of the Commissioner and the Mayor. Sandini, put your
I love
hands
you
together
more,
for
Mama. I
Sandini.
love you more. I love you, right?
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. I am proud to be here on behalf of Mayor Brandon Johnson and Commissioner Clene Hedspeth of the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events to honor the Warehouse, a historic site that has profoundly shaped not only our city, but the world. It is where house music took root and flourished. It became more than a genre. It became a movement, bringing together communities and creating space for self-expression and creativity. This administration understands the value of preserving our cultural history that defines our city. That's why we are committed to supporting the arts, protecting landmarks like the Warehouse, and fostering the creative energy that has always made Chicago a leader in the arts, music, and culture. House music has inspired generations and will be a vital part of who we are as a city. Thank you for being here as we celebrate this historic event and its legacy in our city, the city of Chicago. Thank you all.
Sandini Bromsbaugh, thank you very much. And we continue with the guests. We continue. And I want to bring on the Vice Mayor, who is also the 27th Ward Alderman, Walter Burnett. That's all you got?
All right, house heads. Any house heads out there? So you know, my wife and I, my wife in the pink coat. Our grandkids be tripping on us because once you turn on the music, we don't stop. They don't know we house heads. We were trained like that. So I think about this building in the 1980s. 1980. I was about 16. Don't tell nobody. And we were partying at the Warehouse. Hey, how you doing? So it gives me great pleasure to be here today, to be able to celebrate the 40th year of house music. Also, not only am I the vice mayor, the alderman, just got appointed as chairman of zoning and landmarks. So I'm happy to be able to say that this building was landmarked to keep our memories going. You know, one thing that's exciting every time I come to a house music set and I look at everybody and I see everybody doing their own moves in their own way, it's like, you know, we just all individually free. House music gave us that freedom to be who we are, whatever we want to be, and guess what? Nobody judge anybody. So I just want to say, keep the party going, y'all. Congratulations.
Thank you, Alderman Robert Burnett. I said Robert, but I meant to say Walter. Walter Burnett. All right. So, thanks to the hard work of Preservation Chicago, and barely a month after they put the Warehouse on their annual endangered buildings list, the Warehouse was granted final landmark recommendation at the end of May last year, and then in June, the official designation came. June of last year, right? Put your hands together for that. The official landmark in Chicago. All right. So, I want to bring up Ward Miller. He is the executive director of Preservation Chicago, along with somebody else who had met, Max Chavez, who had who did a lot of important work to make this happen. Yes.
Thank you, Leanne. I'm Ward Miller. I'm the Richard H. Treehouse Executive Director of Preservation Chicago. And this is Max Chavez. And Max was involved in discovering this beam for sale and actually went in to talk to some of the owners about what they were going to do here. And they wouldn't talk to us at all. They just closed the door on us. So in 36 days, we went from announcing this as a Chicago 7. You'll see here a picture of the warehouse with Frankie Knuckles to it being a designated Chicago landmark. It's because of all of you out there in the world and a little bit of all of us highlighting this important site. And I just wanted to mention that I was also at the warehouse. I went to Whitney Young, first class. Go Dolphins, right? That was 45 years ago. And you know, when you could go nowhere else, because we weren't 21 yet, you go out for pizza or dinner with your friends, we always ended up here. And it was shoulder to shoulder, and this beat that Craig Loftus has going behind us, that's what it felt like. I mean, you could hardly feel your own heartbeat beat. So anyway, hey, thanks so much to the aldermen, to Choose Chicago, to the city of Chicago, to Mayor Brandon Johnson for doing this, Carla and all the sponsors here, and we're really grateful to be here today and celebrate this great landmark. Let's turn this into a museum one day. What do you say?
Yeah!
Museum of House Music.
Yeah.
Right. Here's Max Chavez.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's so good to see everybody out here today. It's really difficult to overstate just how monumental of a moment this is for Chicago history. We're permanently cementing the legacy of house music, of Frankie Knuckles, of the thousands of clubgoers that came here for years and made this place one of the most important venues, not just in Chicago, but in American music history. This place is absolutely legendary. The music here, it is everywhere now because of this one building, because of the people that came through here. Its legacy is immense. It is absolutely monumental. Commemorating this building today with landmark status just really cements the story for all time, for everybody who lives here, for everybody who comes to visit the city of Chicago. And more than that, we're recognizing the enormity of the people that came here that were marginalized, black, brown, and queer people. Their story is forever a part of the story of Chicago, and because of this landmarking, we will never, ever be able to forget that. I also want to make just a special comment to all the people that signed the petition, that spread the news about this, that showed up and told the city that they wanted to see this building landmarked, that it was important and that it could not be demolished. Without you, none of this would have ever happened. So this moment is absolutely for all of you as well. Now, much like how community was a very defining part of going out the late nights at the warehouse, community would not, would have made this happen. There is no other way without having the community behind all of us. So this landmarking is dedicated to the house music community, to all Chicagoans, most importantly to Frankie and to Robert and everybody that came here and made this place so special. Thank you so much for being here and coming out today.
Thank you, guys. Petition.
I think at last count, right before the landmarking, we had over 24,000 signatures in about, pretty good, in about 3 weeks, and we could not have done that without everybody here. So, completely incredible.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all for all that you do for the city. Thank you. Thank you. All right, one more round of applause for Preservation Chicago. Okay, now, you know, Metro and Smart Bar, right? Yeah. Metro and Smart Bar would not have happened without Frankie Knuckles and the warehouse. You know why? Let me bring the owner, Joe Shanahan, up here to tell you. Come on down, Joe Shanahan.
I won a card. Hi everybody, my name is Joe Shanahan and I run a club called Metro Smart Bar and G-Man Tavern on the north side, but none of those places would exist without 206 South Jefferson, that door right there. And also I'd like to say, give it up for everybody that showed up here today. Give it up for yourselves because you guys vote to make it happen here in the city of Chicago. All the sponsors today. I'm grateful to be standing here, and I wouldn't be standing here unless that building existed. But real quickly, there's two people that are here today that I have to thank, and that would be Frederick Dunson. Give it up for Frederick Dunson. Frederick Dunson is the Frankie Knuckles Foundation. And Robert Williams, who opened up the warehouse. These two gentlemen still at it to make sure that this gets protected and the legacy of Frankie Knuckles gets protected as well.
Yeah.
Because while house music is something specific to Chicago, you know, like gospel, I mean, it started here. The idea behind house becoming the global, you know, export is important. People ask me all the time, where is 206 South Jefferson? I say, it's a building. Now we're going to have a placard on it. Thank you. And I really have nothing more to say but just thank you, and I'm blessed, and I know that Frankie is smiling down on us today with this beautiful weather. Give it up. Thank you very much.
Joe Shanahan, thank you very much. All right, I am going to bring up the executive director of the Frankie Knuckles Foundation. This foundation is keeping Frankie Knuckles' legacy alive, all right? But before I bring up Frederick Dunson, I want to tell you, do not miss the new, hang on, let me find it here, documentary, House Music, A Cultural Revolution. It's airing November 8th at 8 p.m. on PBS, that's WTTW on Channel 11. It's a new documentary by filmmaker Barbara Allen and Keisha Chavers. And they're doing it with the Frankie Knuckles Foundation and the Vintage House crew as assistant producers. So look out for that on WTTW. When? November 8th. What time? 8 p.m. All right. Frederick Dunson, come on down, or come on up, or come on over, or just come on. Just come on now. Hey, where are your claps for Frederick? Who is he? You didn't hear what I said? I said,
who are you?
He's the executive director of the
Who are you? Hello.
He better start running.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to be as brief as I possibly can.
No!
So
It's your show. Take on, man. Go do your thing. Do your thing, man.
My name is Frederick Dunson. I am one of the founders, the executive president, and the executive director for the Frankie Knuckles Foundation. FKF is a non-for-profit educational and cultural organization dedicated to the advancement of Frankie's mission as the global ambassador of house music through media, conservation, and public events, continuing supporting the causes he advocated. It is indeed my honor and a pleasure to be here this afternoon as we celebrate the historic landmarking of the warehouse, and earlier this morning the unveiling of a second incredible mural in the West Loop that featured Frankie. Music is one of the experiences that is created through a skill or imagination. As I've said about art earlier, it heals and feeds the soul and makes us feel good as well as makes us think. It has the power to unite, heal, and honor. FKF, as stewards of Frankie's legacy, ensures that projects such as this continues to honor him and his legacy. It is an honor to see Frankie and Robert's legacy and the legacy of the warehouse be cemented in the city, and to be able to partner with artists and artist collectives as EAC that tap into new technologies to honor history with their development of a beautiful and unique plaque honoring and admiring his many legions of fans here in Chicago and globally.
You're good. I got you.
Okay. On behalf of the board of directors and the advisory committee of FKF, I would like to thank you for honoring our beloved Frankie, who is still receiving an outpouring of love and respect and admiration from his legions of fans here in Chicago and globally. I'd like to take a moment to recap the journey to this moment. In the spring of 2023, I was contacted by Max Chavez, who spoke earlier, then of Preservation Chicago, who emailed me about the 206 South Jefferson potential demolishment, which appeared on their list of architectural endangered buildings here in Chicago. Ironically, as I read his email, I then read the article with the list online on Block Club Chicago. I then reached out to him and we briefly spoke, and the campaign began. He enlisted FKF's support, and we agreed that it was indeed important for 206 to be saved. I then reached out to FK members and members of the House community to enlist their support and disseminate the Change.org petition. Namely, Joe Shanahan, our president of the advisory committee, co-director Alan King, advisory members Eric Copper, Frankie's musical partner, and DJ Dwayne Powell. I then asked Eric Williams of the Silver Room, DJ Celeste Alexander, and filmmaker Barbara Allen of WTTW to help me spread the word. The word went out, and then it happened. The numbers started to increase, and the hearings began to consider the impact of 206 and what it meant to Chicago, and more importantly, the history and origin of house music globally. As momentum increased and the hearings continued, Max and I got to know each other better. Then on June 23rd, 2023, passed by the City Council, fully being supported by the Council, and notably the gay bloc of the Council during Gay Pride Month. Meetings were discussed, discussions were had, and after a month of discussion, a decision was made, and FKF was asked to organize this event, and so we're here today. We couldn't have done it without a few people that I'd like to acknowledge. Thank you, Glenn Eden, Board Chair, Rich Gamble, CEO, and Jason Lesnowitz, Jason, I hope I didn't mess up your name, of Choose Chicago, who graciously partnered with FKF to be present today, celebrating here with us. Preservation Chicago, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have known about what was going on with 206. Alderman Bill Conway, who couldn't be here but sends his regards, and Alderman Walter Burnett, who 20 years ago in this very spot was one of the sponsors of the honorary renaming of 200 South Block of Jefferson as Frankie Knuckles Way. Also, Leanne was the MC for that same event. Thank you to DKs for their support in providing us the checklist for us to follow into putting this together. My co-directors, Carla Extonelli, who worked tirelessly and so hard on this event. Give Carla a round of applause. Carla, thank you so much. Thank you. And to my other co-director, Alan King, for helping us plan this event and getting the word out. I also like to thank Robert Williams and Siegfried Schuh, co-owners of the warehouse, who gave me the opportunity to become part of what we thought was just a party, but now has become a global phenomenon. And to Leanne Trotter of NBC, as I mentioned before, 20 years ago, we were on this very same spot doing this very same thing. And you never tell me no when I call you. And lastly, to all of you who joined us in saving this incredible building where magic was created. And so many memories were made and friendships developed. It is amazing to absorb. It is amazing to observe how many people have now embraced house music to be one of their many passions. When 8 months ago, 6 months ago, a year even, they would have not even known what house music was. For us, the member of the house community who have been here and present for years, we say welcome, but get to know us and what house music represents and what it's really all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Frederick Dunson, for what you have done, right?
Yeah.
He's keeping the legacy alive. Yeah. Give him a big round of applause. Yeah. Okay, so y'all ready to get your party on? Yeah. I think Craig